So, got a Jared Oser. I think that's how you say his name. Oser? F22 KICKSTOP, Lee Williams KICKSTOP. And if you have followed my channel for a while, you would know that I am a huge fan of this KICKSTOP and Lee Williams. I encountered him in his early works with Kershaw. They didn't call it the KICKSTOP back then, but he had created the KICKSTOP originally with, I'm going to say with Kershaw, and I don't know if he'd done anything prior to that, but so anyways, I had an opportunity to get this knife, which is Lee Williams and that KICKSTOP, at a fair price, and so I jumped on it because these aren't cheap. This is, I believe they're made by Riot. Yeah, let's get in. So I love this KICKSTOP, and if you don't know what it is that the flipper tab's not connected to the blade. It's got like a fulcrum type mechanism in there that allows it to really sling a blade out, and then it disappears in the handle. And I think in this particular model, it turns into part of the lock mechanism as well. So this thing is super solid. Yeah. Not a cheap knife at all. Like these are up there. But I'm kind of working on rounding out my KICKSTOP collection. I have some others that I have not put on the channel, and I plan to do so. But yeah, this action's just to die for. I mean, I just love the authority with which a KICKSTOP knife kicks that blade out. It's just genius what he's done with that mechanism. Yeah, and I mean, off the top of my head, I really like this little knife. I'm saying little, but it's a smallerish knife. But hey, let's quit dilly-dallying. Let's get in this thing. Because you know we're getting in it. I don't care how much it costs. It could be $2,000 knife. We gotta see what's going on in here. I'm not intimidated. You scared? Who's coming with me? Let's dig in, man. Let's see what's up. So, I mean, that is a really big... So this is a T8 in here, but that is not a T8. So let's try a T10. How about that? It might be a 9. Nope, it's a 10. All right. Well, I wonder... Okay, well, I don't think that's an 8 either. It is not. That is not an 8. And it's not a 10, so that's got to be a 9. Okay. Well, goodness. I got a 6 on here. Let me believe this would be a 9. No, that's an 8. Here's a 9, I think. Yeah, so there's a 9. Well, let's check it. I don't need to go through all that. Yeah, okay. Slick like a fox. Don't need that. Huh. Well, I mean, all right, there was some tension on that. I don't see any Loctite on it, but Pretty sure this got to go before I can get to that scale screw. I see some kind of goop coming out of this one, maybe. Maybe some Loctite on it. That's a big screw. I mean, it's only got, well, no, I don't think there's Loctite on it. Nice profile on the pocket clip, though, but we'll come back to that. All right, so now I got to get, is that a T10? No. It's got to be a 9. Okay. Okay. There was some tension there. Ooh, it's a tiny little bugger. I don't care how big what size T they use. At the end of the day, that right there is a tiny little screw. All right. Is that going to come off now? Okay, the scale came off. It's got another screw underneath holding the liners off. Yeah, I mean, and it's filthy. I mean, just goes to show you, right? Like, it don't matter if you pay $400 for a knife or $40 a knife. I mean, you probably need to get in and check them out. I wonder if that's titanium. I think it is. Yeah, that's titanium. So titanium liners and titanium scales. So it's kind of interesting that they just didn't use titanium, the one whole piece. But, I mean, the giveaway was, here's a metal insert. But that is definitely not a 9. I don't think that's an 8 either. I think that's a 6. This tiny little one here. Yeah, that's a 6. Okay. Well, let's get the liner off. Come on, man. Keep it going. It's going to be a marathon. I will say I am being a little more careful. Like, I don't want to jump a thread or... Yeah, another tiny screw. Just tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. All right. Can I get that scale off? Well, it's got to be this pin on the back that's creating tension or whatever. It's holding that down. So... yeah, it's just that one pin. Maybe we'll attack the other side. How's that come out? Let's try the scale. That's going to be another T9. Yep. I love it when they put all these different size screws, man. Keep you on your toes. Okay. That was fairly in there. I'm going to put that up by the other one. Not confuse it with this little one. That's a liner screw. Does that pin come out? Let's check it. It might screw out. I think it screws out. Well, it doesn't screw out. Tiny little bearing fell out of there. I think this is going to be a great opportunity to show how really expensive knives I wonder if that came dirty. What do you think? Are put together any different than any other knife. you know, in the end. So it's got little, looks like it's got little bronze washers. There's definitely one. There's one on the other side too, one on each side. And that pin, need to pay attention to that because I'll need to clean all that up. So everything in here is filthy. And another bronze washer that was well, it wasn't bronze. That washer was in there for the main bearings. There's another one in there. That should be steel. Let's find out. Yep. Well, there we go. So we're completely disassembled, but everything's filthy. Yeah, let's get it cleaned up. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept to think. I mean, notwithstanding the KICKSTOP function, but I have Kershaw knives that have the KICKSTOP. Now, it wasn't called the KICKSTOP, so I want to be clear. When I'm saying it's the KICKSTOP, was not called that back in the day, you know. But same designer, and I'm pretty sure it's the same product. Yeah, man, there are some tiny parts and pieces to this little dude. I think I'm going to put some cleaner on there. I'll be right back. Okay, I put just a little bit of cleaner on this towel right here, and so it's damp. So the reason I do that is because then I can come right here and dry that off. I need to keep track of what I'm cleaning here. Yeah, so I am excited for this knife. Another one, which I have, is the Chavez KICKSTOP. And I really like it too. I need to do a video on it for sure. Share that with my channel, with y'all, because it is a really nice knife. It's kind of big. It's not something that I would carry all the time, but I actually have two, so I'll be sharing an unboxing with y'all, one in a box. And then I have a surprise coming with another one that I'm really excited to do a future video of a really exceptional craftsman who's doing some wonderful customizing on knives right now. And I'm going to share him and his work on the channel, and I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, man, it was dirty. I think it's just that black coating. I think that's what all this is. I don't know. Maybe grease. So that little shield is locked down with a screw as well. How about that? That's pretty cool. Right there. Yeah, so another screw, and it holds that shield in place. That's exceptional. Very cool. All right, now it's onto these tiny little washers. Trying to get all this cleaned up. It's actually going much better than I thought it would. Okay. Pretty cool. Almost there. I'm going to clean this little pin off. And the pocket clip. There we go. We should be ready to put it all back together. Let's get to it. Okay. What's first? I think this right here. Oh, should I pull that up? I think I should. Make sure there's not. Well, I mean, it wasn't oily under here. It was just dirty. Well, that ain't coming off unless I pull those screws. But there's no oil under that, so I think I'm going to leave it be. So I think I'm pretty clear that that goes there. The only thing I got to pay attention to is I think the mechanism somehow... Well, it's definitely swivels on like so. That pin goes in there. And then it goes in that spot right there. I say that, but that don't seem correct to me, but it has to. It has to pin that blade. It just seems to me like that would stand that blade really high off of like so, like that somehow. And then, yeah, it's like this right here. Okay. But that pin has got to go down in there with a washer. Like this. And then the washer on the other side too. But I'm going to get a little dab of oily on this right here. This is probably going to be a fairly long video because this construction right here may take me just a second. Well, I know the blade can come up and we got to get a washer and Well, 100%, that goes like that. No doubt about it. Has to. And then the other washer goes on top of there like that. And we'll put a little dippity-doo on U2. I'm also going to oil that shaft because I believe it had grease on it. So I'm going to maintain that lubrication. When I wiped it off, it was black. And then let's point the bearing to the blade. Shiny face to the blade. Another drop. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. And then this is here. And then the bearing. I mean, there's a few more parts in standard, right? And then the other washer. Okay. I mean, we're kind of out of little parts. So now it's this liner, but I'm going to put a dab on this detemp ball of oil. There we go. And this should just press down on there now. I say that, but I think I have to pivot that a little bit so that it'll go. All right. Now I'm gonna put that screw in right there. I think that was this tiny one here, the liner screw with a T6. Yeah, this thing right here. Okay. I don't mind the oil smudges on that scale. I just don't want standing oil. Let me change this screwdriver blade or bit and put a little torque on this thing. Yep. I'll take that. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. Or did I? There's an extra something right there. And I bet you that goes under that scale on the bottom. Or does it go in the scale? Because one's here. Goes in the scale. Don't panic. Okay. This was a T9. I was kind of fretting it because I was thinking, oh, I gotta redo that whole thing. But no, I don't. I think right now I'm just gonna snug this up. Boop. Yeah, like so. And then, why not? Let's do the one on this side. I think I gotta make this one tight before I put the pocket clip back on. But for now, I'm just gonna get it snug. And then the T10 for the pivot. And we'll check the functionality, make sure everything's working properly. I mean, I don't want to brag or nothing, but I think I just made this really nice knife better. All right, let's snug these little boogers up right here. Man, that had a long way to go. I mean, there's no blade play in there whatsoever. I'm going to try this side a little more because, man, it really seemed like it was going still. There we go. Now it's bottomed out. Pocket clip. Yeah, so, I mean, in the end of things, what do y'all think? Was that any different in there than, like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, but, like, what about some of the Wii knives that we've been taking apart? Is it any different in there than some of those? What about some of the Sabibi knives? Was it really any so different in there than some of those? It's coming. You ready? What about some of the Tucson knives that we've been doing? Was it really any different in there than Tucson knives? I mean, that action's just redonkulous right now. Well, let's put our tools away. We don't need them no more. We're actually going to move on to the check it in process or check it out process. Let's get a good look at it. I want to wipe off the mess, and we can talk about all the cool parts of this knife. I do think that was really pretty cool that the shield itself was also screwed in there. You could take it out. I did not take it out, so I guess maybe I'm cheating. I didn't completely take it apart, but all right, action. Here we go. I mean, it's not quite drop shut, but it just needs a tiny little bit of coaxing and that thing go home. Blade is perfectly centered. I mean, it's a kickstop, man. The action on this thing is stunning. And, yeah, wonderful. So, I'm going to brag on that action because I love me some kickstop, and this one's no different. I mean, if you put your finger on that, I don't think you can fail this knife whatsoever because I think once you come down, it's going. Yeah, it's going to go. And I think if you remove that lock bar from the equation, that blade's free. So it's just a little bit of detent pressure is all that's keeping that from just being a guillotine. But yeah, oh, I love that. I love that action. And it's the same on all these kickstops. I mean, doesn't matter if it's the Kershaw or this one. Just for fun, I have 5 or 6 kickstop knives, but these two are the Kershaw versions. These are the first versions, and I've got a video on this channel with these two, but here's that same lever, and it launches that little Kershaw blade out there, and it's got the same little mechanism right here. And these are on washers, so they don't quite drop the same. But that action on there, this was and still is one of my most favorite knives. And I paid $12 for this. I don't know how many years ago. That's what they cost, brand new. And I should have bought 100 of them. They're amazing. Well, then its big brother, Lee Williams design. They both say Lee Williams on them. There's a Lee Williams design right there. HCR 13 MOV on this one. And then I believe this one, same action right there. This one's in 14C28N, Lee Williams design. So needless to say, and this one's on washers as well, but there's enough weight in that blade that this one runs a lot better. Now, I've tuned it and polished the washers and done some other stuff to it, but anyways, see a couple of my favorites. Well, now this is going to be on that list. Lee Williams, but it's on bearings. Ooh, so nice. All right, so ergonomics. So, the quality of this has all been knocked down, and it's just, the feel in hand is just wonderful. And one of the concerns I had looking at this knife was this pocket clip, and where was that going to show up in the hand? But the design, because typically a high pocket clip can lead to some real discomfort because it places the clip low in the palm, and that's not good. This part of the palm doesn't take a clip really well. It needs to be up in this space. And this one actually doesn't bother me at all. It kind of disappears in there. And so this is a wonderful grip right here. And the back of the knife kind of tucks into the palm there. So it's sort of confident. If this is not very confident, this is confident, this is very confident. I'm going to say it's better than not very confident. It's not quite confident, though. And the reason being, I'm a stickler here. There's no finger guard. So if you met resistance with this knife, albeit it's tucked in, it's pokey, and so it may be able to press through, but I personally would not consider this really a self-defense knife, even in a backup situation. Not really. But, I mean, am I going to carry this knife? Yeah. So, when I say that doesn't mean that I don't put it in my pocket, and that if I needed this as backup, I carry a primary weapon, but if I needed this as backup, that I wouldn't pull it out of my pocket, I would. Yeah, so doesn't change the assessment of it, though. It is what it is. I mean, but sometimes you got to make do what you got to make do. I mean, if I had to pick up a 2x4 to defend myself because that's what was laying there, or a brick or a rock, well, I'm going to do that too. So, yeah. Pocket clip. Let's check it out. Video's kind of long. I need to get to it. But I don't really care because I'm digging this knife. I like it. And so, this is kind of my indulgence, man. If you're along for the ride, good. So, a little finagling to get over the thick part of the pocket, but once it's over, it runs perfect. And what a cool profile. It's not very deep, and it's because it's milled titanium. You can only get it so deep. The one screw doesn't bother me so much because of the rectangular profile, so I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it'll run, and once it's in there, it's really got a grip. And it's not too overly hard to get it over this thick stuff. So would it work with thick stuff? Yeah. Regular jean size material? Yeah, all day long. It's a one-handed knife, one-handed pocket clip, and yet it's got so much tension it's going to stay put. This back right corner is where I carry, and it's perfect back there. Rides a little high, but it'll be okay. Yeah, nice. I like it. Safety. Let's check it out. I see the blade down in there, but it's so far down, and this is such a narrow valley, there's no way to contact the blade there. What about the tip? Yeah, it's been engineered properly. There's no tip contact, so you could definitely put this in your pocket confidently and not have any fear of making contact. So I just want to check that detent going out and coming in. Nice, very strong. Cool. I wonder if it cuts. Yeah, so, I mean, here's a, let's talk price and availability, and then I'll deal with the sharpness. Because it needs to be stropped. 100% it does. But price and availability. So Blade HQ has this particular model, and a few other outlets have this particular model, the titanium with the black, at like on sale for $385. Now I got a substantially better deal than that on this one, but if you're going to buy one new, you're looking over 350, over 375 probably. So there you go. You can find them occasionally on eBay. There's not a lot of these for sale. I'm pretty sure once people buy these, they're looking, it's a particular buy. So, let's talk about this sharpness again. I'm going to strop this, and then let's see if I can't do better on this paper. Okay. A fair amount of strop work gone into this. Let's see what we've got, because it has a nice edge. But just feeling it to get it sticky. I stropped. But I guarantee you it'll shave now. It'll just pluck hairs, which is what, a knife of this caliber is what it's what I'd want. Yeah, all right, so it's sharp. Well, so listen, Jared OERSER F22 KICKSTOP, part of the Lee Williams infamous KICKSTOP group. If you ask me, I just love it. And now, after lubing this thing up a little bit, cleaning it up, tuning it, man, it just runs wonderful. Super sharp, nice in the hand. I'm digging it. But it's a little north of 350. So, anyways, if you want one, I can definitely highly recommend it. And if not, I appreciate you watching.